Alright, so, moving on to another Patreon request. This one comes from John McKinney. Hope I got that name right. Yeah. So as you can see from the Patreon request, we're going to be talking about the Edtastic 4. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier. That will allow you access to do allow you to send requests for videos for me to do here on YouTube, as well as check out all the stuff exclusively on Patreon, all that good stuff. Anyway, so let's get started. So as you can guess from a title like the Edtastic 4, yeah, this is an Ed, Edd n Eddy Fantastic Four crossover. So let's get started. So the story begins actually at the Baxter building, where Dr. Doom is laying siege to the building. And it's kind of weird to read because he's like, Doom never really does this. And Johnny's like, does what? Attack us? Yeah, he does that all the time. He's like, no. What I mean is, like, he never really attacks us, like, outright. Like, there's never, he's never done a thing where he, like, outright attacks us until, like, that's usually, like, a 3rd act thing. And Johnny's like, you know what? That's right. Why? You know, he never does that. Like, there's never been a point where he's wanted to try to attack us, like, outright. Like, what's the deal with that? Like, is there are we doing something different, or is Doom trying to be spontaneous? Like, what's the deal here, Doom? And Doom is like, Doom does not need to explain himself, let alone to his 4 most accursed foes. And to which, like, Johnny's like, got you, you've run out of ideas. And that's when Doom pulls out a machine that has the ability, like, Doom pulls out a machine and, like, takes the abilities of the Fantastic Four. Like, Doom is like, Doom has come to the realization that without your powers, none of you will be so-called fantastic, and the only one who will be truly fantastic is the fantastic Dr. Doom. And again, Reed's like, no, that, you can't do it. Like, Doom, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, this, Richards, and he blasts him with the machine, takes Reed's powers. He takes Reed's powers. Then he takes Ben's, he makes him human again. Johnny loses his flame powers. But as he's going for Sue, he does take Sue's power, but Sue hits him with, like, a invisible force field that she morphs into, like, a spear. Remember, guys, Sue is the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four and has learned to make her, like, force fields and forge them, like, almost like a Green Lantern ring. So she forges it into an invisible spear and just chucks it at Doom's, like, machine, damages it, but she still loses her powers. So Doom has to, like, flee because now the machine's like, oh fuck, this thing's gonna blow up. I must flee. But now even if Doom cannot have all the powers of the Fantastic Four, Doom will still be victorious because the Fantastic Four are no more. So as he's fleeing, he goes up north and crosses across Peach Creek. It's at that point where the machine's like, oh shit, this thing's gonna, like, Doom's like, this thing is going to explode. While I would have liked to have the powers of the Fantastic Four, I can't, Doom must survive for the good of the world. Ejects it, and he's like, oh well, there's a town down there. One less, a few less beings, oh well. The thing lands in the woods outside of Peach Creek, where a intrepid trio of idiots are passing through. Those, of course, being Ed, Edd, and Eddy. The Eds are essentially just kind of going around like, hey, their whole thing is that their new scam is that they're trying to find, like, a rare bird, and they think if they can catch it and sell it to a museum, they'll make money. But yeah, it's not going so well. However, they do find Doom's energy absorption machine. So they find it, and unfortunately for them, the other person who finds them is Marie Kanker, who's been tracking them in order to get to Double D. It's about that time when all 4 characters, the energy machine explodes, but rather than killing them, it bombards them with the same cosmic rays that made the Fantastic Four, so you can probably guess where this is going. Yes, they become the new Fantastic Four. They basically get all the power of the Fantastic Four, but it's not who you think. It's the people who get the powers of the Fantastic Four aren't who you think. Eddie gets the power of Mr. Fantastic. Double D is the one who gets the Thing's power. Ed gets Sue's abilities, and Marie gets Human Torch's powers. And that's at that moment where everyone's like, "Oh, cool! We're we got the powers of the Fantastic Four." And Eddie's like, "I know what to do with this." And he immediately I will use this power. With great power comes great scamming, Double D. But Double D's like, look at me, I'm hideous, I'm disgusting, I'm a massive golem. Is this what it's like to be Ben Grimm? To be hideous? And that's when Marie goes, I mean, I'd still hit that. Marie, looks him over, I mean, I'd still hit that. Thank you, Marie. So, now that they call themselves the Edtastic Four, they don't care where their powers came from, although Double D is trying to figure it out. But now he can't use any of his science stuff because he's too big and breaks everything, making him mad and, break things even more. Ed is like, I can go naked, you guys. I can be naked in public, just like I always wanted to. Ed, please do not come within 5 feet of me. Or better yet, 20. Am I over here? Or am I over there? Ed, you're still visible. Oh. Can you see me now? Yes, Ed, we can. So, Doctor Doom returns to Latveria and he's like, blast that Reed Richards. I know, he damaged, curse the Fantastic Four. They've damaged my machine. And then he picks up, one of his Doombots inform him that the energy of the Fantastic Four is still active. And he's like, what? Did they get their powers back? In Peach Creek? And that's when Doctor Doom basically goes there because he's curious, because it's it can't be the Fantastic Four. They would, that's where I dropped this thing off to explode. Something wrong here. So he goes there, and when he's looking for the machine, it has blown up, but also May and Lee have shown up in order to look for Marie. Doctor Doom is like, would you care to find where your sister is and gain great power of the gods? Yeah, sure, whatever, Tin Man. Give us anything. So Doom gives Lee and May new power. He basically gives them new powers. Gives them super strength, and he basically makes them how he made Titina in Secret Wars. So now they both have super strength and super durability. And they're sent by Doom to go find where the power source came from. Meanwhile, the Eds have made homemade Fantastic Four costumes, but instead of a 4, it's an E, it's an Ed, as their fantastic. Ed's got the Ed belt buckle. They've got Ed on their insignia, and they call themselves the Edtastic Four. Eddie Fantastic, the Incredible Double D, the Incredible Double D, the Ed Visible Man, and the Canker Torch. And Marie's like, I had a better name. I could have come up with a better name. And Eddie's like, yeah, well, you didn't. And they say, we will the Edtastic Four will protect, Peach Creek. We'll protect the cul-de-sac for a price. And to which Kevin's like, baloney. You dork. There's no way you dorks could actually protect the city, protect the town, even with a canker sister. To which Eddie stretches his arm out and gives. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this." Gives Kevin a wedgie. So from there, they actually holy crap, they do have superpowers and start. And he's like, and today, our superhero fee is only 50 cents. But there might be an upcharge if actual danger shows up. To which Double D's like, Eddie, there's no way danger's going to find its way to Peach Creek. Even if this happened, there's no way. And that's when Lee and May show up, jump in with their new super strength, and Double D's just like, every time I am proven wrong. Why? Why must the universe prove me wrong? Why does the universe hate me so? So they have to fight, and even Marie's just trying to calm her sisters down, like, hang on, wait, what are you doing? And she's like, give it up, sis, whatever those new, hotcake powers you got, a Tin Man in a green cloak, promised us, new powers, and he's, promised to keep us give us these powers, and they're like, green metal guy in a green cloak, oh crap, Doctor Doom. He's the one who probably made this and probably stole. I bet he stole the power of the Fantastic Four. And Eddie's, while he's in the middle of getting like wrapped up and tied like a bow, he's like, "Great job describing the fanfiction plot synopsis, sockhead. You want to hit someone, Eddie? I couldn't hit it." Like Double D's just like, Eddie, I couldn't hit anyone. There's no way I could actually provide, harm anyone, let alone two girls. And that's when May just cold cocks Ed into a building, and he's just like, it's clobbering time, and just jumps on Lee, and they just start fist fighting each other. And Marie goes like, I'll go help Double D, you go to, like, Ed, you help Eddie, and then fight, take care of Lee. And Eddie's like, hey, I'm the leader, what are you looking at, sockhead? Help me out here. Okay, so Ed's trying to like untangle Ed, but at the same time Lee's trying to like punch them, but Ed put up a invisible barrier. So he's just kind of working in peace, but he's actually making it worse for Eddie. The cul-de-sac is like hiding in absolute fear of what they're watching, because this is just absolute madness. This is 100% absolute insanity that they are beholden to. And of course, Doctor Doom's looking in on this, and he's just like, I entrusted these fools to do a god's job. Therefore, Doom shall go and deal with this crisis. Only he can. So Doom comes down. Lee and May are like, oh, hey, boss, we just got everything. He just blasts them away, and he's like, fools! Idiots! I should have handled this from the beginning. This so-called new Fantastic Four will be no match for Doctor Doom. And Eddie's like, dude, first off, what's with the tin can suit? Secondly, do we look like we're a threat? And he's like, you won't be for much longer. Oh boy. So the Edtastic Four proceed to get into a fight with Doctor Doom, or more aptly put, get their asses kicked by Doctor Doom. It's just an absolute beating from Doom. It's just a 100% beating from Doom. But just as he's about to like land the killing blow on the Edtastic Four, the Fantastic Four arrive with a reverse-engineered suit. A reverse-engineered power converter. Because Reed is just that smart. Screw you, it's a fanfiction idea, just roll with it. He takes back the power of the Fantastic Four, and they drive off Doctor Doom. But however, before he leaves, he takes back the abilities of Lee and May. He's like, they were always temporary. I was never going to let you keep those powers. But Doom will have his revenge, I swear. And that's when Eddie grabs a rock and throws it at his head, and he's just like, I will be leaving now, but I will swear vengeance on this cul-de-sac of yours. And he's like, blow it out your ass, Tin Man. Anyway, so by the end of it, the Fantastic Four have regained their powers, and they actually thank the kids for actually holding off Doom and giving them enough time to reverse engineer the machine to get their powers back. And Double D's like, I'm going to miss being a huge rock, going to have those massive muscles. But it's nice to have a big brain again. And Marie's like, I like it when you got a big brain, Double D. He's like, oh my. And Eddie's like, oh no, we ain't doing this. No, come on, Double D. And Double D's just like, I'll call you. So by the end of it, Eddie also asked Reed, hey, I don't suppose there's a reward for keeping your powers. Yes, there is, son. A reward of a job well done. I meant money, you jackass! Sorry, I can't. I have to go. You live in a massive building. You couldn't spare 50 cents for each of us. and to which Thing is just like, welcome to superhero life, kiddo. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is the Edtastic 4. I want to thank John McKinney for this Patreon request and continued patronage. Just what did you guys think of it? Comment below, let me know. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done by me, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier, that'll get you squared away. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.